Hello.
Hey, what's happening? All right. Episode 5, Rasslin Rage.
Number 5.
Number 5. All right. We got a technical difficulty already. This time it's Chunk's fault. It ain't me.
It's almost always my fault, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so welcome to the episode 5, Rasslin Rage. I think we're starting to make a little bit of progress. We're still averaging 1 technical difficulty per. All right. We got a special guest tonight. But before we talk about that, our subscriber base is starting to grow, which is good. We've got more equipment. As you can see, the lighting's a little bit better.
Which is good.
Yep, a little bit better. We're getting there. So we're doing everything to help, make the show great, but we're taking baby steps. So awesome there. I can't say this enough. To everybody that watches, maybe you watch live or maybe you watch, later on, whatever it may be. Thank you again for continuing to watch, continuing to, give us your support, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the people that usually watch are setting up a ring right now. So it is what it is. We're doing the show anyways.
That's all right. They'll watch later.
Right. I'm excited for our guest tonight. And he's going to come in a little bit later. He's doing some stuff right now, and he said he'll message us in a minute.
He's probably getting ready for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Have you seen any of his matches, Chunk?
Yeah. I watched him on Half Pint Brawlers a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That show. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I watched a couple of his matches on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
The ones here in Blue Water?
Yeah.
All right.
And he's amazing.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
well, I mean, I know I've seen him.
Yeah, you've seen him.
I just want your your opinion.
He's really good. I was really impressed. Really, really impressed.
Right.
So
right. So yeah, he'll be coming in from Ohio here in a minute through Google Hangouts. But since we're waiting on him, why don't we go into let's talk about some news, huh? What do you think?
All right, yeah, because there was a lot of news this week.
So you got some stuff you want to talk about too, it sounds like, huh? All right, that's all right. Well, first of all, Anthem, right? Did you hear about this?
I did.
Anthem officially severed ties with Global Force Entertainment and Jeff Jarrett.
Yep.
What do we got here?
Double J. We can't wait to see who the guest is.
Oh, right on. Well, he's coming on. I've been releasing some flyers. We're just waiting for him to come on here. He's got stuff going on right now. But anyways, so they cut ties. Apparently, he shows up to a show in Canada. What was it called? Real Canadian Wrestling. Showed up the first night, wasted.
Yeah, drunk.
Wasted. Apparently. They say he fell asleep backstage.
I heard he was drinking backstage and passed out. Not fell asleep, passed out drunk.
Oh, wow.
And then woke up later.
Really?
Yeah.
And then wrestled,
and
right?
then tried to wrestle, yeah. Yeah,
tried. Well, if you want to check it out, I don't have the link on the YouTube or Facebook or anything, but there is a video on YouTube. So you can go check that out. So I have the statement from the promoter here. You want to hear this?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's kind of like a summary that the guy did here. Okay.
Right.
So he only fulfilled 1 night of the deal. Okay.
One night of a 2-night contract.
Yeah. Right. Okay. He wrestled the match drunk. So he says Jeff Jarrett continued to drink and ultimately passed out in the locker room during the show. When intermission began, he had to be woken up for pictures. Jeff then got ready for his match, despite suspicion that he was still drinking and attempted to wrestle a 20-minute match. Before the match, Double J's music hit for his entrance, but the wrestler didn't come out. His opponent then got on the microphone and said Jeff was upstairs getting drunk. Wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah.
During the show?
Yeah. Jeff finally hit the ring moments later, and for about 10 minutes, the two wrestlers stalled for time.
Well, yeah, he had to sober up.
Wow. And, following up with that, he's reportedly entered a WWE sponsored
rehab, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Good for him. At least he's taking the steps to clean himself up. He knows he's got a problem.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jimmy Jacobs going back in the ring. How's that?
Yeah, well, that's
ring action, maybe.
Right.
Huh? I did watch Wrestle Circus.
Here he comes.
Oh, is he on his way?
He's coming.
All
he
right.
says he's on his way.
All right, we'll touch on Wrestle Circus when we're when we're done with him. Then.
There we go. He's like, I'm coming. Here I come.
Here I come.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, Jimmy Jacobs, he was at Wrestle Circus.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Yep.
I didn't get to see that part of it, but
yeah, I came in late too.
Right.
So, but I did watch I want to say the last 3 matches. Tessa Blanchard I watched.
Did you watch Tessa Blanchard?
Yes,
that was a good match.
She's good. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
And I watched I forget who the main event was.
Oh, that was Strickland.
Yep. Strickland.
And Cage.
And I watched Johnny Mundo and I believe that's his wife, but I'm not sure.
Right. Oh, are we having technical difficulties here?
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, keep going.
I don't know where I'm at now. Lost my page.
It's all right.
I thought he was on his way, so I was putting.
Well, he cut a promo.
Here we go.
There you go. That's where it's at.
It is on YouTube. The promo's on YouTube, so you can go check it out.
Yeah.
We don't have a link, but enough about Jimmy Jacobs. How about Davey Boy Smith Jr. saving a woman from jumping off a bridge?
That is crazy, dude. Like, how apparently he was driving on the bridge,
he was just driving down the road and saw a woman hanging out on the railing, on the wrong side of the railing, obviously. Right. And he's a pretty big guy, so he probably just gripped her up and held her down or something. I mean, what would you do in that situation?
Me, I'm not sure, because that's a lot of thinking to do in such a small situation, short time.
Yeah, that's a snap judgment, right?
Yeah.
Man, good job, Davey Boy. I mean, I don't know. Is that what he calls himself now?
Yeah, Davey Boy Smith Jr.
I wasn't sure if he had to change it or not. I mean, I know that's his name, right?
Dude, what the hell is going on with this computer? It's being a piece right now.
Well,
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, what else was going on? Did you see that Ricochet's no longer taking indie bookings?
Oh, no, I didn't hear.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that could mean a lot of things, though. Maybe he's going to go home and be a house dad.
Well,
you think?
I doubt that.
You never know.
What wrestler does that? You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
I mean, when they retire, of course.
No. Matt Morgan did that for 3 years or something like that. When he left TNA, it was because he had a baby. Well, he didn't have the baby, but his wife had a baby, so he went home and spent time with the child for 3 years. He didn't work or nothing, Well, he probably worked but he didn't wrestle or anything like that. He was just, at home.
Right.
I mean, that's cool.
This ain't I'm not sure what's going on. For some reason, it's not working. I don't know what he's not coming in. All right. Well, let's move on to TLC, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
If I had to give it a rating, 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, I'd probably say 6.5, maybe a 7. You know, it wasn't real boring, but it wasn't real captivating.
Right.
There was a lot of good wrestling, but some of the matches I thought were a little hokey. The Asuka match, I wasn't really impressed with.
Well, I think they wanted Emma to have a moment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was Asuka's big debut. She was undefeated. She didn't lose. She gave the title back.
They built her up way, way huge. You know what I mean? They had this big build up. It kind of reminded me of WCW with Glacier a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna be a flop by any means because she's actually got talent, unlike Glacier. But as much as they built her up and her being undefeated in NXT, giving the title back, all the whole story, I believe having a tough time beating Emma.
I see.
If it was a tough time being beaten a draw, someone that, a name. Emma's not a name. I mean, she danced. That Emma is Santino's ex-girlfriend, right? So there you go.
Right. Sorry, I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. There we go. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't think it was too bad. So I have a gripe. Okay.
Let's hear it.
All right. Tables, ladders, chairs. They were all over the place through the entire pay-per-view.
Everywhere.
He's got to download the app now.
Oh man, I hope he's got Wi-Fi.
He thought he had it, but anyways, here we go. So, anyways, it's all right. There was tables hanging chairs hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
There were tables all over. Ladders, right?
All different sizes. They were nice.
One match.
Well,
one match.
We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now. WWE isn't bringing in the money that they used to, so they had to limit the usage of the tables and the ladders and the chairs.
I'm sorry. You got to change the name.
I agree. Well, since you're bringing this up, I have a problem with the Survivor Series and WWE's Night of Champions. I believe that the premise for the Survivor Series should always be Survivor Series style matches. It should be 5-on-5 Survivor Series style matches for the whole pay-per-view.
Right.
Just like it used to be.
Right.
And now you can incorporate all your talent from both shows in one pay-per-view with that style of match. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then Night of Champions should be the night that SmackDown's champion wrestles Raw's champion and so on and so forth. I mean, wouldn't that make more sense? Night of Champions.
Yeah, it does.
So champion versus champion. I think it just makes more sense that way. It works better.
Right. I could see that, but yeah, all right. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm like slowly going through my head, and it takes a minute.
Survivor Series, you can, have Brock Lesnar as a captain of a team. Paul Heyman can bring just about any 5 guys together. You know what I mean?
True.
For one night anyway.
Right.
And then whoever he's in a feud with at the time, because that brings fuel to that feud. Mm-hmm. Plus it opens the door for other feuds that stem from that match. You know what I mean? And that's where the writers come in.
Yeah.
And creative comes in. They have to think about that. Back in the 80s when the Survivor Series was born, that's what the writers were thinking. You got to remember how many feuds came from Survivor Series.
Right.
And now there's nothing. They don't.
What do we got here?
Night of Champions makes more sense. Thank you, William. I appreciate that. It just sounds better. It looks better to me on paper.
You could probably book it, really good, and then I think it would sell. Survivor Series is going to sell based on all these titles are all and then you got a team going in a traditional Survivor Series match.
But one. I know. It's not the Survivor Series anymore.
Don't you? I guess they probably think they've had to shake it up a little bit.
Some traditions don't need to be shaken up. Survivor Series is one of those. SummerSlam is another one. WrestleMania, the big three, the big four, and the Royal Rumble, the big four should always be the same. It's like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter.
Why don't we get rid of all the other baloney and just
have four?
Right.
Maybe five. Maybe five, just to throw it in there. Like an all-stars kind of thing, Night of Champions kind of thing, you know what I mean? But
I don't know. I lean towards less pay-per-view
and more title opportunities on cable television.
I guess, yeah.
It's the way to bring in viewers.
Right.
They're trying to get people to watch Monday Night Raw and Tuesday night. Man, that's really funny saying Tuesday Night SmackDown.
That is.
They're trying to bring viewers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Easiest way to do that is have title matches on cable television.
Yep.
WCW did it for a long time and was killing WWE in ratings. WWF then.
Right.
So
I am
experiencing difficulties.
This computer, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I see. Poor guy.
It doesn't want to
understand. But so what matches did you like? We understand your gripe and I understand it too. I get it. I agree with it. Every match at least every championship match should be a TLC match.
That's right. Yeah. And that's what I was talking to my instructor, and we talk a lot of wrestling all the time, and because I see him probably more than anybody.
Right.
Well, besides my wife and kids, of course, but
obviously.
Right. And and him and I were talking, and that's what we, and he said that he's like, it should be every whoa. It just sent a whole bunch of these.
Hollywood. Yeah. See, Hollywood sees what we're saying. He says title matches on TV. What are those? Yeah, that's why nobody's watching. That's why a lot of people aren't watching Monday
What did he
Night
say?
Raw.
Sorry,
He said title matches on TV. What are those?
Right. Yeah.
Because they don't. Yeah. I mean, they throw it in every now and then. They had one a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
But or the 205 Live one. Right? Oh no, that was. Never mind. Got them mixed up, confused.
What
matches were on?
Oh, well. Night? What was it? TLC. Enzo won the title match.
Yes, he did. And I was extremely happy about it.
Were you really?
Yeah, I love Enzo. I love heel Enzo.
I like heel Enzo too. I just don't like heel Enzo that talks for 30 minutes of an hour show.
Well, that's not his fault,
I suppose. Well, did you see this week? We'll talk about it when we get to the Raw after the interview, because he's supposed to be coming in now.
When I forgot what I was gonna say, because you started talking about him. Oh, look at this.
Oh, let's put on our headset. Are you there?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, man? You got a camera on your phone? People could see if you want.
Huh?
If you turn your camera on your phone, they could see you.
Oh, I'm outside. It's pretty dark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
My kids are inside. I don't want to.
Oh, all right. No problem, buddy. Understandable. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah,
first of all,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, not a problem. So and I was talking to my buddy Chunk here, and we watched you wrestle. I watched you wrestle quite a few times in BWCW, and I always enjoy it. So Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
So we're going to get right into the questions, buddy. Who or what influenced you to start wrestling?
My dad. Every Saturday morning, I was probably about 2 or 3 years old. He was my whole dad's side of the family was into big time wrestling. Um, we get up every Saturday morning and watch the WWF, and then I believe it was Saturday night we'd watch WCW, and we'd order all the pay-per-views, and had all the wrestling buddies, and I'd go out on the trampoline and beat the crap out of those guys, and had all the wrestling belts, and it just started from there. And then the one person that caught my eye was Owen Hart.
Nice.
Yeah.
When he was with Coco Beware, when they're high energy.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
That was who I idolized a lot growing up.
Awesome.
That was just after his Blue Blazer days, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I was not a fan of the Blue Blazer though.
No, you didn't like the mask.
Yeah. No. It was kind of stale, I thought.
I understand. So when you decided to become a wrestler, who trained you?
It's funny that you ask. I started my 8th grade teacher, who was a female. Her brother-in-law was in the independent scene, and he was a manager. And she found out that I loved professional wrestling, and she said, "Well, I'm going to give you my brother-in-law's number, and maybe you guys can hook up and meet or whatever, and maybe you can go to a wrestling show." So I went to my first, or we met up and we got lunch, and he asked me if I wanted to be on the show. So pretty much I was 14 years old at the time. It was November the
Wow.
11th, 2001.
You were
And
14?
yeah, that's when I
Wow,
first
that's
started.
amazing, dude.
So I went to that show, and I was pretty much like a mini version of him. I couldn't be touched or anything like that because I was so young. And then I just kept doing it. I would do shows in Zanesville, Crooksville, Columbus. Um, did a couple shows in Cambridge,
Wow.
War Wrestling, in Lima. And
Yeah.
then once I turned 18, I had my first wrestling match against a guy, one of my friends, Jeremy Madrox, in Whitehall, where I live now. So I kept on it and kept doing it, and then my first wrestling match was against Jeremy Madrox. But the person who trained me was Jeff Lanham, who goes by the ring name of Big Guns Jeff Cannon. And then like before the show, like Matt Mason, his real name's Matt Appleman. He would show me some stuff. Jeremy Madrox would show me some stuff. Andrew Darcy showed me a lot of stuff. He's helped me out within the couple years that I've been with him. That's pretty much it.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, so you learn a lot from a lot of different people, just not one person in particular.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So I mean, it's well known that you were on Half Pipe Brawlers. How long did you train before? How long before you did Half Pipe Brawlers?
I was doing the independents, and then a guy by the name of Turtle who lives in Vegas now. He was out of Cincinnati. He trained, I believe, with Cody Hawk, or he was on wrestling shows with Cody Hawk. He reached out to me, and he said that they needed a guy for a show in Salt Lake City, Utah, I believe. And I did a show out there. It's kind of like a trial. I did one show with them, and then a week later they called me and asked me if I wanted to start doing shows with them. So I did it for maybe like a year and a half. And I mean, with me having kids, I just said, hey, I can't do it full time, and just went our separate ways.
Right on.
Cool. So I was on your website, halfpintpunk.com, and I found out something really cool about you that I had no idea about. You toured with Motley Crue?
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
man, that had to have been amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It was actually when I was still with the Half Pint Brawlers. The guy that owned the Half Pint Brawlers, he would book different gigs for us or whatever, and they needed 4 little guys. And the role we played was many versions of them. So I got to play the role of Mini Nikki Six, who I really wanted to play.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we flew out. My birthday is January 31st. We flew out February the 1st and stayed out there till February either 23rd or 24th. And we stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel the entire time.
Oh,
And just being around all those guys, it was super awesome. They were really down to earth guys. We got to talk to them about their personal lives, and they told us road stories and all that. And me and Tommy Lee had a contest of who could hit each other in the balls the most. I think he won.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you were recently booked on a show in Vegas as Minnie McGregor. Could you tell us about that?
Oh man, that was quite the time. Just I remember it was a Saturday morning. Well, first off, it was originally, I'd say, it's my idea. It was me and the guy I wrestled who played Minnie Mayweather. It was during that whole time when they were talking about the Mayweather McGregor fight, and we were in Manassas, Virginia, doing a wrestling show. We got to the venue early, and we were taking pictures like in the ring, and just it was a steel cage match for the main event, me and him. So
now, were you wrestling or were you boxing?
We were wrestling.
Wrestling, okay.
And so we were getting pictures and whatnot and posting them on our social media. And I said, dude, how cool would it be if I put hashtag McGregor versus hashtag Mayweather? So I did that. And when all this stuff blew up with McGregor versus Mayweather, a promoter out of California seen it, and he liked the idea. And he said, dude, what if we can get this going? Would you be down? And I said, yeah, for sure. So it got booked for the Larry Flint's Hustler Club in Vegas.
Woohoo!
And it was crazy because I had my kids that weekend, and it was Saturday morning at like 7:00 in the morning, and I was still asleep. And all of a sudden, my phone starts going crazy. So I look at it, and I thought somebody died or somebody's in the hospital. So I look at it, and they're like, dude, you're all over TMZ. Check this out. So I get on there, and everybody's on my Facebook, like, posting it and all this. And I was like, wow, this is nuts. Like, TMZ is covering it.
Right.
Yeah, it blew
And
up.
then, oh, yeah. And then it was like on the Chive, I guess, which is a big social media ordeal. The Maxim, the New York Post covered it, all these different websites. And then it was funny because when I came home, I Googled it, the Minnie McGregor, Minnie Mayweather fight, and I seen this company out of Australia was covering it. And they actually put it in a magazine, which they FedExed me a copy of the magazine, and me and Ricky are on the cover, and they got a big spread in the middle of the magazine for us.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's really awesome.
It was really cool. It was a very long day. I remember flying out of here at 8 a.m. of Columbus. I got there at 12:30 p.m. their time. Went straight to the venue, changed. We walked the strip, and I mean, I swear to God, there was a million Irishmen there, like thousands upon thousands of people. Like, cops were everywhere, like 2 cops at each block. You would have thought like Donald Trump was in town. It was insane how
So
much media and press was there.
Were you the night before or the night after the fight?
I was there the night before the fight. And then I
Okay.
flew home 6:30 in the morning the next day. So
Wow.
I had zero sleep. Like the
Yeah.
Beastie Boys, no sleep till Brooklyn.
It
It was insane.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah. So tomorrow you're coming into Port Huron, Michigan for Blue Water Championship Wrestling's Night of Champions, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell the fans who don't know what or who 5MW is, and give us a little info about that and how you're involved with that.
5MW is the greatest group in the United States right now. We are one of the most popular group there is besides the Bullet Club. We have Cody Hawk. We got Edible Michael Barnes. We got Shauna Reed. We got myself. We got Chris Harris. We got the Candyman. We got Sexy Sean Casey. It's just a stacked unit that are not willing, but are going to take over the world.
Throw it up, throw it down.
Throw it down.
Yeah. So we asked our viewers what they wanted to ask you, and one of the questions from Danny Beals really stuck out. He wants to know, who are your biggest influences, and were you bullied as a child?
My biggest influences would have to be, like, are we talking wrestling or just in general?
I would think in life.
Yeah, that's
life.
That's how I would take it.
Okay. There's a couple. And this is gonna sound weird, but I'd have to say Nikki Sixx. He's got a real positive mindset. He understands that he screwed up doing drugs and whatnot, but he really changed his life around. I would say Conor McGregor, because he doesn't back down from any challenge. I know he likes to talk a lot of smack, but he backs it up.
That's for sure.
I'd say Daniel Bryan, because he's a humble guy. He loves the sport of professional wrestling. Being that he can't wrestle no more, he's kind of put that aside, and he still works for the WWE and is an on-air talent. And the last one would be my boy, the Road Dogg, Jesse James. I think he's a really, really great guy. I got to tag team with him when I first started actually wrestling in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Just being in the WWE for so long, and being on his side and listening to him and him getting me over pretty much and telling me that this isn't about him, this is about me, and letting me call the match and everything. And it was just super, super awesome for him to do that.
Awesome.
But to get back to the story, I was actually never bullied in life. A town where I come from, where I'm at now, I grew up, I was born and raised, and everybody accepted me. My parents are both average size. I'm actually the only achondroplasia dwarf, is what they call it medically, in my entire family. How that happened was my dad was 45 years old when they had me. So any male that's over the age of 45, there's a 50-50 chance of something being wrong with your child, whether it be Down syndrome, dwarfism, whatever have you. They raised me that I wasn't different. Never go out and present yourself as you're different. Go out like you are just an average human being. Like, nobody owes you anything because you have a disability. Because, I mean, that's just the way I've always been raised. Like, I don't have a disability. I'm just short. Does that make sense?
It
Yes,
surely
it
does,
does. It
because
does.
I think about how you wrestle and just how you hold yourself, and I see that. I see that.
So I think, like, obviously, like, if I'm out in public and there's little kids, I mean, obviously they're gonna look. I mean, I am something different, but I don't really get upset about that. I'll go up and talk to them or shake their hand or whatever, and then we're like buddy buddy, and it really doesn't affect me because they're just kids. They're just curious. If I was in their shoes, I would look too. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it's something that you don't see every day, but I have been asked to do like public speaking at schools for anti-bullying, pretty much telling my story and how I overcame it, and pretty much help other kids out with how they're treated, or that everybody's different. Not everybody's the same, and it's okay to be different.
Definitely
That's
makes
cool, yeah.
sense. That's I teach Tung Sudo, and which is a martial art. So I get what you're saying, and it definitely makes sense. So I want to say thank you so much, Eric, for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. I know that you're coming. Me and Chunk here, we're both going to be there tomorrow night. We really look forward to seeing you. Is there any social media or anything like that you want to tell the people about so that they can see you, or maybe somebody might want to book you for a show or something like that?
Yeah, if anybody wants to book me, like you stated, I have a website, thehalfpintpunk.com. I'm on there regularly. It's connected to my email, so if they send an email, I'll get it and I'll reply as soon as I can, within the hour, most definitely. That's pretty much it. I got
All right.
pictures on there and stuff I've did, and people like celebrities I've been with and shows I've been on and all that jazz. So
Right. Well, Eric, again, we say thank you very much.
Yeah,
And
thank you very much.
we gotta do this. You ready?
I am.
yes, sir.
Throw it up.
Throw it
Throw
up.
it down.
Throw it down. Because the
Have a good night.
5MW will be
That's
in
right.
the building. Thanks,
We'll
guys.
see you tomorrow night. Yep. Have a good one, buddy.
You too.
So that was awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got that working and he was able to come in.
That's one big check mark for my top 4.
Yeah, so far.
I got 4 guys that I really wanted when we started this. I really wanted to get in, and I like hearing about these guys. Half Pint Punk was one of them. Andrew DRC is another one,
right?
Just because of his history in the business, as a promoter and a wrestler, and
it's for me with Andrew, it's more about his knowledge of wrestling,
definitely,
and even not just like training wrestlers, but I mean, put that all to the side. I mean, he's like a walking dictionary when it comes to wrestling matches, or like encyclopedia.
Yeah,
like years, dates, the whole 9 yards. Who was versus who? I mean, I know he's got a lot of tape that he watches, that he has, and he's a very interesting person to talk to when it comes to wrestling, because he's very knowledgeable and he knows.
Right.
He not only does he wrestle, but he also trains.
Right. That's really cool.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons I wanted to get him on the show. And the other 2 are Alex Weir, because he's young and up and coming, and I just want to get his insight from that side.
Right.
A guy just stepping in, and he's amazing too. To boot. So, and Keith Sweat, who goes by what?
Cyrus 18.
That's right. And
what was it? The Savior, formerly known as.
Just because I've watched a couple of his matches,
he's really good.
He is really,
he's a
good.
heel, and it's hard to boo him.
Right. Yeah.
Because he's so good.
Right. And that's the thing about.
Did you see his match from Evolve?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh,
I have not yet.
It was a short one, but it was good enough to and he wasn't on the pay-per-view for the last 2 shows out in New York, but I mean, he still wrestled at Evolve.
I did see some of the reviews and highlights and stuff like that from the Evolve show, but I have not watched it.
Right.
But I do plan on it.
Well, you know what's fun is Wrestle Circus's next show. They have Riddle versus Sammy
Callihan?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then
Really?
Yeah, well, and he's from Sammy does a lot of indies, but
Yeah, I know that, but
Riddle does Evolve.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Keith Lee, who is the WWN champion right now,
right.
is on a card. Where is he wrestling? He's on an indie show. I can't remember where it's at right off the top of my head. Yeah, we went through a lot of this stuff already because
we were into the TLC matches.
Right. But I think we can move on from there.
Well, actually, I would like to point out.
Oh yes, of course you would.
I have to. Did I not call it?
Yes, you did.
Did I not tell you?
Yes.
I'm seeing Kane start his
descend.
No, his
retirement.
His retirement
tour. There you go.
Kinda like Kobe Bryant did last year before he retired from the Lakers, or the year before, or whatever, whenever. I believe that's what's going on. They're gonna build Kane up to be the man. You know, I don't believe a title, but stranger things have happened.
Goldberg.
You know, so maybe. But if that does happen, it'll be the month before WrestleMania, and then he'll drop it to someone else at WrestleMania, and that'll be the end of that. And then we'll induct him next year, or we may even induct him the night before, and then have him drop the title to maybe to Strowman.
Right.
You know, maybe. But I did call that.
And you did, and you want to rub it in my face now.
No. But the next night on Raw, see, we can transition right into Raw with this. The next night on Raw, Kane and Finn Balor, they could have easily written the Kane Strowman thing for Kane Balor as well, because one is a monster, Kane is a monster, the other is a demon. Kane is obviously the devil's favorite demon, so it could have worked either way. But I believe they picked the right guy.
I don't know. The one thing about Kane talked a lot.
Yeah.
And it wasn't all that in a box of chips. I wasn't very impressed with his promo.
You know, Kane is a very, very highly educated man, right?
That's cool. However, somebody should have wrote that promo for him. And if somebody did, they suck. I
was just going to say, somebody probably did.
It should have been Jimmy Jacobs, but they fired him.
Yeah, well.
What do we got over here? Still running, I heard.
I believe he is still running for mayor. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to go look for you. But I do believe he is.
Right. That would be the computer to look on. But so like I said, I wasn't exactly captivated with Kane's speech.
Well, yeah,
you know?
I've only seen him do a few long promos like that. I think the longest was when he first came out with the devil's favorite demon thing, and it was the same way. It was really long, dragged out, horrible. And then when he had the thing with JR, when he supposedly burned JR up or whatever, he did a couple long promos then too, but those ones weren't bad because it was just him being evil.
I suppose I wasn't real happy with that. I was just kind of like, what?
Right. He should have just came out, let his monster thing speak his speak for itself, and just that's it. Walk away.
Right. Well, I mean, so it's same night, same Raw. Angle comes out. He's talking about something. The Bar and Miz come out. Then here come the Shield. Then they announce a match between AJ Styles stayed another night. So now we got the Shield with AJ Styles versus the Bar versus
So we have
Miz.
So we essentially have the pay-per-view minus Strowman and Kane.
Right. Well, then, so the Shield beats them. Then Kane comes out. And then everybody beats the crap out of the Shield.
Right.
And then, yeah.
Why are they burying the Shield? I don't understand. I mean, this is supposed to be the most dominating team since the Four Horsemen and blah blah.
I don't know what's up. I don't know.
Well,
I do know, like, so, and so that was probably one of the things that was like one of the big things that happened that night. But then, then here comes, so Shane McMahon comes on, talks to Angle a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And he's under siege.
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny? Hashtag
under siege. Right. So, yeah. And then at the end of the show, Angle's going to announce the team. And
I'm really curious as to who it is. Honestly, I really was. I was like, man, I can't wait.
Yeah. And then Shane McMahon
has to ruin the moment. Oh, man. Yeah, whatever.
Right. Well, and then SmackDown come on and ran through the Raw roster.
The entire roster.
Ran through the roster.
It was great, wasn't it? It reminded me of the old NWO days in WCW. Do you remember the first time that they did the whole NWO invasion of the WCW? And they were beating people up in the back parking lot and stuff, and the cops showed up. And fire trucks showed up because people were calling the cops thinking that someone was over there beating people up in the parking lot.
Really?
The cops were real. They were really there to arrest people
until
they realized that it was production.
Right.
But it kind of it reminded me of that, and it brought back some feelings. WWE's been losing a lot of those from me, And
I think it's.
That was that. I gave him like 2 or 3 back. I was like, all right, here you go, guys. You can have those.
Right. Well, so now that happens. Then we come into SmackDown and the big, long, drawn-out video thing of the invasion or whatever you want to call it.
Just in
the
case,
siege.
Just in case you watch SmackDown, but you don't watch Raw.
Well, that makes sense. I get that, So then at some point in the night, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan are next to each other, and you find out that Daniel Bryan doesn't exactly agree with the whole thing.
Right.
And and so here's what I'm calling. Are you ready for this? All right. So you were saying Kane. All right, here's what I'm calling. I'm calling Daniel Bryan flips the switch on us and turns his back on SmackDown and lets Raw in.
You think so?
I think so. I like Daniel Bryan, but it makes sense to me.
I don't know if I can swallow that pill. I really don't.
How many people didn't want to swallow the pill that Brock Lesnar beat the streak? How many people didn't want to swallow the pill that...
You know what? Talk about The Undertaker again.
Yeah.
And me and you are going to be wrestling.
All right. Okay, here we go. Because let's talk about how many people didn't want to swallow the pill that Undertaker was retired by...
Don't say it.
Roman Reigns.
God. You know what? Have you seen the videos of the kid freaking out and breaking his TV on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was almost me when Roman Reigns retired The Undertaker.
Oh, man.
Not even joking. That was the moment that I had lost it for the WWE.
Right.
They've had a lot of chances to give that opportunity to a lot of guys that, in my eyes, just one, deserve it, and 2, could have actually used it because they were already almost completely over.
Right.
Guys like Daniel Bryan didn't need it because he was already
He was over without being over.
Yeah, he was more over than anybody ever in the history.
Dude, he shut down a Raw.
Yeah, completely.
And it wasn't even his.
Yeah, nobody else has ever done that in the history of Raw. So
to the point of where he made Triple H mad and he didn't even do anything. You know what I mean? He was just there.
He's just there,
you know?
But we need to stay on.
Right. Okay. Well, anyways.
Don't
so
Undertaker no more.
Right. So Dolph Ziggler is a heel now, which is okay.
I love it.
But see, I don't like the direction they're going. It doesn't work for me. It's not working for me. He's just annoying now.
Yeah, you know who it reminds me of is actually two guys, because they've used this shtick, we'll call it, with two different guys, and I didn't like it either time. Christian and Y2J, the one more match kind of whiny sissy boy.
Zayn. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was reading.
I know. It's hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot what we were talking about.
All right. Well, we were talking about Dolph Ziggler and his heel change. But anyways, I'm not really liking it. Whatever.
I like him as a heel.
I just don't like what he's doing with the character. It's not working for me.
That's creative for you.
It's just not.
I liked him. Do you know my favorite Dolph Ziggler time frame was when he was with Vicky Guerrero, and she used him like eye candy, and that was amazing because it was the Attitude Era reversed. You know what I mean? Because that's all the women did in the Attitude Era were bra and panty matches and evening gown matches, and
they're really well.
There were three ladies that could wrestle, and that was it. The rest of them were just filler. One, you say there was one?
No, I'm saying no. I'm having you name them.
Oh, Lita, Trish Stratus, and Ivory.
You think Trish Stratus could actually wrestle?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, well, in China, actually, because I said Lita.
I know. I'm just pointing. There she is.
Trust me, she's amazing.
There she is.
But in China, actually, later.
Oh, that made me so mad when she passed away, because she was not at this one. It was when I met the Four Horsemen.
And she was trying to better herself.
Oh man, I was so upset because I was so excited because I was going to meet Ric Flair. Plus the Four Horsemen and Dylan, and then I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go over there and get her. Barry Windham didn't talk a whole lot. He was kind of very reserved. He was like, I said thank you, and I guess he's got social disorder or something. So, but it is what it is. He was cool anyways.
Yeah, he's awesome. The Black Widow.
Right. So SmackDown, end of the night, we got Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, because they want to qualify to be in Survivor Series, and him and Shane McMahon had a little back and forth in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
So he tells him he's going to go against the Viper. They go at each other, and did you see it?
I did not.
What?
I did not watch.
So you know how they beat him before, right?
Who beat
when Sami Zayn and KO tag teamed against versus Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn low blowed.
Yeah.
Right. While the refs. So Kevin Owens comes out. The ref turns around. Randy Orton low blows Sami Zayn.
Oh, nice.
And then he gets the win and qualifies as one of the members. Yeah.
Good job.
Right. So that happens. I don't know. I can't say that I'm exactly excited to see Randy Orton wrestle in a traditional Survivor Series match.
You gotta have big names.
And that is the only one of the night.
You gotta have big names, man.
For something like that, though?
Yeah. That way,
Like, okay, I
mean,
see big names, but Randy Orton to me isn't a big name anymore.
Are you kidding me?
No.
The name Orton alone.
He just doesn't seem like he's interested to even be in the ring.
I mean, I don't really understand how the name Orton sells tickets. Come on. Randy Orton is good. He's 3 times the wrestler his daddy ever wanted to be.
Right.
And that's why I don't understand why everyone was so excited about Randy Orton, because all his dad is a cast. He wore a cast on his arm for like 37 years or something like that. And that was it. He was a do-boy. He was never the man, you know. And
Randy Orton's the career killer.
But Randy Orton, when he first came in, when he was
young,
with Legacy, that was amazing.
And when he was young, he was very entertaining.
And then when he got, or not Legacy, I'm sorry, who was it before Legacy? With Triple H and
Evolution.
Evolution, that's right. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
That was
we great. All make mistakes, Chunk.
That was great. The build to him was amazing.
Right.
And then with Legacy, I think they could have done that. So they could have had those 3 guys running the WWE right now. Look what they lost. Cody Rhodes right now claims his personal claim as biggest draw in the business. And they just let it walk away. Ted DiBiase Jr., who I think is a very underrated guy.
Where is he at?
Nowhere. I have no idea. I haven't found him. I've looked, I've searched for him, but I can't find him anywhere. Really? I don't believe he's signed anywhere.
I wonder if Hollywood knows.
Hey, Hollywood.
He might not be there anymore.
Oh, yeah, he's still there somewhere.
Right. Well, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him. So we're going to kind of like mix 205.
I don't know who NWO Express is, but he says that Randy Orton is in his top 5. Randy Orton is
everybody's got their own top 5.
Randy
Everybody's so
top
hey
5.
Man, I can respect that. That's your top 5, bro. That's cool. That's you, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, not all time, just right now.
Oh, top 5 now.
Even with that said, not my cup of tea, but add some sugar and it could be.
It depends if his attitude changed, you know.
No.
And it's not so much his attitude; it's more his demeanor when he's cut. It's like he doesn't even want to be there, you know.
Well, the thing is, he's lax now. I mean, he's got his thing.
I don't know. It's just that's me. You know, everybody has their own. Like I like Goldberg. This guy hates Goldberg.
Can't stand that guy.
It is what it is, man. This guy though, that's my number one.
You know what? Another thing that WWE just let walk out the door, Austin Aries. They could have had Austin Aries and AJ Styles.
That's the thing. They were booking Austin Aries as a cruiserweight
205 guy, right?
It wouldn't have worked with that. The storyline that they were trying to push, they couldn't have did it.
Yeah, I know. And
they had to totally rewrite.
That's what I'm saying. They used that guy completely wrong. He is this year's Gangrel.
Gangrel's pretty cool though.
I know Gangrel's amazing.
He was here.
He's an awesome wrestler.
He was here with Kevin Thorne.
Yeah, I know. He's that guy. They did not utilize him because Gangrel is amazing.
Right. All right, let's get into 205 and NXT.
Yes.
All right, so I watched a little bit of 205. This dipstick didn't watch it.
I'm busy.
So get on busy.
I can't. Work put me on 12s.
All right, whatever.
And the kids now. Yeah, I know. Where.
All right, anyways. So they did another cruiserweight tag match. But it wasn't that bad. I mean, but still.
To me, I think they should be doing the off matches on 205 Live like that.
Yes. It opened the show, so that's exactly what they were doing, you know, the first match of the show, you know.
That way they can have the bigger matches on the pay-per-views and on Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? That way, you know, That way, at least, because I don't think many people are really watching 205 Live, to be honest with you. I really don't.
I don't know. I wish we could see the numbers. We probably have to look it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get them numbers because it's on.
Oh yeah, because it's on the network. Maybe not. Yeah.
I don't know. Unless they release those numbers to the investors because it is a publicly traded company.
It is.
So
yeah, they probably have to. They probably have to. Yeah.
But anyways, so Daivari, right?
Yes, Daivari. I apologize.
They dressed him up. They dressed him up in some attire, like Enzo style shit.
Enzo's
stuff.
clothes.
Let it slip. Stuff. Anyways, and Enzo's lost his voice, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they did on Monday night, right?
Yeah,
Monday night, and they had. I didn't really like the Monday night.
Gulak, right?
Yeah, he was horrible. They tried to make him funny, but his delivery just wasn't
right. So he talks blah blah schmack.
Yeah.
Enzo Kalisto have a match. Enzo cheats, of course, wins the title. Keeps the title.
What? You're just talking about how much you love the Four Horsemen, and then you go.
I did not say I love the Four Horsemen.
Enzo cheats. The dirtiest player in the game. You probably waited a
He's not Ric Flair, dude.
It doesn't
He's
matter.
Not Ric Flair.
He's trying to be
not
the
Ric Flair.
205
That's
Live guy.
Not Ric Flair.
He's trying to be the
Not
205 Live version of Ric Flair.
Not Ric Flair. Anyways, I don't like. Listen, Ric Flair is the greatest, right? But he's still a dink. And I speak from personal experience. All right.
Well, that's because you didn't have any Smirnoff.
Right. Well, and I'm not. I wasn't a wrestler. He's cool with other wrestlers and stuff, of course.
Smirnoff Ice.
Not now. I think he's got to quit.
Well, yeah, now he probably does because of the heart condition thing. But
right.
you know.
So NXT.
I'm going home tonight and watching NXT because I completely forgot about the women's qualifying match.
Well, Aleister Black and what's that other guy? Oh, I can't think of his name.
It's not on here. Huh?
No, I can't think of it. It's a weird one. It's got the big old thing. Where's the 1990s? You know what I'm talking about? Him and Aleister Black have a thing going right now.
Oh, yeah, I do know who you're talking about.
I can't think of his name. Anyways, they went at it a little bit. Velveteen something.
Yeah.
Dream. Velveteen
Dream.
All right. So anyways, yeah, them two went at it a little bit. But anyways, the main thing of the night was they had this battle royale, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
The battle royale, and it was to find the last or to get the qualifier for the last spot
right.
on the fatal four-way at NXT TakeOver. And it was a really good match. I didn't know that NXT had that many women.
Oh,
I know they had the Mae Young Classic, but I didn't.
Right.
I thought they only signed one.
No, they signed. I believe they signed at least 5 of those girls. At least. I heard one of them is. Now I just had her name in my head, and now I can't think of it. Ronda Rousey's little buddy, Baszler.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't put that in the news today. I should have, but because she is training now, I guess she is down. Rousey.
Oh yeah, yes, that's right.
What do they call that down there in Florida? The training center or whatever.
NXT Training Center.
No, the other one. It's not the NXT Training Center. It's another one. But anyways,
I don't know.
She's there training.
I know they still use OVW, but it's something else now. It's not OVW.
Well, there is OVW.
Yeah, still. I know, but it's something else that they call it too.
All right. Well,
but anyway,
this. So I'm looking at her name, Bianca Belair.
Yep.
This girl, holy smokes.
Yep.
Wow, she bench pressed this chick. Like.
Yeah,
and threw her. I was like,
she was nothing.
Whoa, that's amazing for a woman. You know, and I not to sound whatever, but it's not often you see that in wrestling.
No,
I mean,
I'm
not saying that a woman isn't capable of doing it, but you don't see it.
Yeah, it's an oddity,
right? You know what I mean?
It's something you see every day.
She just.
But can I say this? Am I the only one that's completely sick of the little tiny lady wrestlers. Can we go back to the days? The Mae Young Classic. Do you know Mae Young was like 6'2" or something like that? She was a huge woman.
Okay.
And now we got Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks.
Well, are those women wrestling?
Yeah.
Where?
Sasha Banks?
No, I'm not those ones. I'm talking about the big ones.
No.
The ones that you want to see. Are those women in the business? Because if there's none in the business, where the heck are you going to get them?
I'm sure there are somewhere. Sure there are somewhere. And on some independent scene, I'm sure there's some big women that are wrestling.
I guess.
And if they would go to these indie shows and look.
Well, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I'm sure they do, but
I mean, William Regal's going to be at the next Evolve.
Yeah, I can't say that they don't go to the indie shows and look, because they do.
Right.
They scout, I'm sure. What I should say is they should open their eyes to different choices.
Okay.
It's not about it's not the 90s. People aren't watching women's wrestling to watch TNA.
Well,
I
don't know, because a lot of these women are putting on good matches.
Some of them.
You got to find the athletic ones that can do
some of them
do the work.
The WWE.
See, this is something you need to talk to Andrew about. Andrew would be all on this right now.
Some of the women in the WWE are great.
Yeah.
But not all of them.
Well, all right.
Not all of them.
So, anyways, Nikki Cross eliminated
She's amazing.
3. She took out 2 with a double, and
double clothesline.
And then she just whipped one over.
Yeah.
But that was it. And then
that's why I wanted to win that, because she was in a match. She was in a 3-way 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, she got jacked.
Yeah,
and they let her in this match.
Yeah.
That's William Regal did that in the beginning of NXT. Was talking about it, but
because she's really that. Remember a couple weeks ago I was talking about a girl, I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah, that's her.
Is she the girl from
Sanity?
Sanity.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
and that's what you thought too. You were right. You were correct, sir.
I know. I'm always right.
No,
anyway,
I'm always right.
So Roderick Strong had a match, and he lost. And who did he wrestle? I can't remember who it was. Anyways, he lost. Anyways, and so then after that, the Undisputed Era comes out, which is Adam Cole and Fish and the other guy. I can't think of his name. But anyways, they gave him an armband, and they're trying to get him to join up with them. And they're called the Undisputed Era, is what they're called. And they gave him the armband, and then they kind of went away.
I don't know who this is.
I can throw people.
It's more than likely a Red Wing fan 19.
Oh.
So at least you got good taste in the Red Wings, because Stevie Y is the man. And a little earlier,
they were talking smack.
No, they said they were waiting for you
to figure out who they are.
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
It says, I agree with that too. Justin Mann would be an amazing.
Is that Alex?
It says Alex Weir.
That's Alex. I bet that's Alex. Is that Alex? Go down.
I am. He can. I can't say he, because I don't know who this person is.
They're 19.
How do you know? Maybe that it says Red Wing Band 19.
It's true.
Stevie Y.
Yeah.
But
maybe is that Nasser?
I'm not sure.
There's somebody that does karate with me. So anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, I'm not that leads into the future episode of NXT.
You don't watch NXT?
Not often.
No, not often enough to know.
I was, and then it's like you said, I watch Raw, I watch this, I watch all these other ones, and I'm trying to keep up with some indies too.
Right.
And like Wrestle Circus.
That's a good show.
Did you watch?
I did.
Did you go to Tweet? Did you go to
Twitch.
Tweet?
I did. I
used
Twitch. I used Twitch on the Xbox One. All I did is went to the Twitch app and typed in Wrestle Circus, and it took me right there, right to their channel.
Did you subscribe?
No, I did not. It costs money right now, and I'm flat broke.
Oh, well, it's like $5, dude.
Yeah, well,
$4.99.
Yeah, I know, and I can buy a box of nails or a box of screws with $4.99, and I'm doing home improvements right now.
Oh,
so my wife.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I did watch a bit of the Wrestle Circus last weekend. So
yeah, and what did you think about it?
I love it. I always love the show. It's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot more showmanship than I really expected. Honestly,
Did you think it was going to be like something like Death League or something?
No. But I thought it was going to be more hokey.
No, and it wasn't.
Because it was called Wrestle Circus.
It's not.
So I figured, a bunch of clowns in there.
Nope.
Jumping around through hoops or something.
No. When they had, and believe it or not, they had to change their venue at the last minute, like the same day.
Really?
Yeah, and they still pulled it off.
Yeah, and it looked like a sellout. Right. Honestly,
I think they said I was doing the chat.
Yeah.
And Tessa was in there.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get her to respond.
She is amazing.
So, but anyways, yeah, that's another thing. If you subscribe, when you subscribe in the chat, you could talk with the wrestlers.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
it's not all of them. Yeah,
right. Yeah, obviously.
There's not all of them. There's a couple of them in there,
right.
That come in.
It's probably like the old. Some of our younger fans probably don't know, but when you used to call the wrestle hotlines, 1-800 don't tell your parents.
Yeah. Till the bill comes.
Yeah, for $19.99 a minute.
Right. Yeah, but Tessa Blanchard, she's amazing, man. She took on a dude for the Sideshow title.
Yeah.
And the guy at the end gave her huge props. He's like, it was amazing. And Tully was there too. Did you know that?
I did not until later.
Yeah, he was there.
She's really good. I was really impressed by her.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I caught the last few matches. I was out with the family, and then by the time I can always go back and watch it because I got the VOD, So
right, yeah. So you can watch it anytime. You subscribe.
Right, I subscribe.
Guy with money.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, $5, dude. Anyways, so tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, you and I. We're heading to the Night of Champions here. Okay,
that's correct.
So
7:30.
See who that guy is? That's Adam Rose and the sexy bunny.
Sexy bunny.
Yeah, all right. That's good. Adam Rose, and then
Twinkie Power's gonna be there.
Oh yeah, these guys.
We can't wait to see you.
So this, and they're a tag team now.
Yeah.
And it's called Twinkie Power.
All right.
And you guys all remember Mr. Fitness? He's gonna be there. And then, Slim Trimmins. And then also, that leads into our next week's guest. Okay, so next week, now, weaponized Alex Weir. All right, now this guy's like a brother from another mother with me. All right, I really enjoy watching him, and I've known him since he was young, and I mean not little like knee high to a grasshopper, but probably. Let's see, he was probably a sophomore in high school when I met him. Maybe even younger than that, maybe a freshman. I don't know. And but and I've watched him come up, and it's kind of awesome to watch him. And now you see him in the ring, and his work ethic is amazing. Some people, if you watch how he works a job, he teaches at night, he wrestles on the weekends. He's busy.
Wow.
Yeah, and like
he sounds like me.
Right? Yeah, he's busy, and he puts in 110% every time.
I don't know if anybody out there is excited, but I know this guy.
Yeah.
Is
really Hollywood really likes him. Hollywood runs a blog, and he wrote a big article about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Out of all the guys that we've had on the show, I've probably watched more videos with Alex Weir in them than anybody else.
Really?
And we haven't even had him on the show. We've talked about him here and there a couple of times, but
so this guy's a Blue Water Championship Wrestling virgin.
Yeah.
So
I went to an after show.
Yeah, that's not a show.
But
so we got to put like a V on your head, like
come on.
like they do for
on my chest. How about that?
But
a big pink V, right?
he's going to the show tomorrow, and we're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Who's all gonna be there? Adam Rose and the Bunny.
Well, I don't know the entire card. Well, Keith
Mr.
Sweat,
Fitness.
formerly known as Keith Sweat, Cyrus Sateen's going against James Alexander. Alex is going against Justin Maine for a rematch. Same thing with Cyrus and James Alexander. I'm not sure of any other matches. I know that Half Pint's going to be there.
Right,
so
you don't know who he's wrestling.
I don't know. He's probably going to. Well, Bulldog's the champ. I'm not sure who they're wrestling on that for the micro.
Right.
Sean Casey will most likely be there. Cody Hawk will most likely be there. I just don't. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's some new guy.
You don't know the card.
There was somebody that they posted. Andrew posted a video of a manager that's coming in that I haven't seen before. So this is supposed to be pretty good, I guess. So I'll dig on that. So I am definitely excited to have Alex on. What's that?
Apparently none of your guesses were right.
No,
not even one. But you know that this person can throw people. So apparently this person
is that Mrs. Weir?
So apparently this person has thrown you.
That's Mrs. Weir.
Alex Weir is her favorite.
Mrs. Weir.
Or their favorite.
That's Mrs. Weir.
How do you know?
Because she threw me.
You don't know.
$10.
I mean, I threw you once.
Look it. It's his mom. I guarantee it. Put money on it right now.
Oh wow. Yeah, he is.
I told you, man. He's busy. All right, guys. So we're a little bit over an hour, which that's not a big deal. We talked about a lot of stuff. We had a little bit of a mishap with the Google Hangouts.
I kind of like bringing the guy in, bringing the interview in midstream like that. It was kind of nice. It was refreshing.
I know, but it's hard to do it that way.
Week.
Especially, trying to do this and
but
do
next
that.
Week,
This.
Next week we'll go back to the way that we've
been
doing it.
Yeah. So Alex is going to come live from his penthouse, apparently.
His penthouse.
Oh yeah, he's making the big bucks, from my understanding.
Well, I mean,
that's what his daddy was telling me.
If he's this busy, he deserves a penthouse. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Right. All right, guys. So thank you to everybody for watching, and if you're not watching live, that's okay.
We hope you tune in later.
Help get us some views and some subscribers and all that good stuff. Baby steps. One day we'll be loud and proud on like live TV or something. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, you know what? At least we did
nice.
something. At least we tried it, and we did something that we like to do. Most people sit around and talk about stuff. We're doing it.
Yeah.
So
don't talk about it, be about it.
That's right. All right, guys. So they call me Cody.
They call me Chunk.
Sometimes. All right, guys. Peace out. You guys have a good one. We'll catch you next week with Alex Weir.